latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020. Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And can you believe this weather we're having right now? Normally we should be about 64 degrees, 75 at least this afternoon as we take a look down from our new Apple Annie camera, looking down at the city of Cashmere and the beautiful Wenatchee River, and of course the Cascades in the background. What a beautiful day today with crystal clear skies, light winds about 5 miles an hour at times, and as I mentioned, highs in the 70s, around 75. But we're going up from there, folks, over the next 2 days. Are you ready for the 80s? That's right, 80 degrees in our forecast for both Thursday and for Friday before our weather takes a turn by the weekend. But by all means, get out there and enjoy the next couple of days with temperatures in the 80s. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. We'll have complete election results from Manson, Chelan, Brewster, Ephrata, and Grant County. But first, we begin tonight following last night's preliminary election results. A new and improved Wenatchee High School won't happen. Even though over 55% of voters approved the bond, a supermajority vote of 60% was needed to pass the measure. The $120 million construction bond would have renovated and upgraded an aging Wenatchee High School. Wenatchee School District Superintendent Brian Flonis says the timing of both increased property assessments and voting to increase property taxes for the bond probably led to the school bond going down to defeat. Well, it appears voters in Manson are approving an M&O fund for Parks and Recreation. According to the Chelan County Auditor's Office, at 10:31 p.m. last night, yes votes were over 70%, while no votes were less than 30%. Meanwhile, voters in Chelan County Fire District 5 have also said no to a proposition to lift the levy lid to fund fire and emergency services. No votes were 60.49%, while the yes votes were 39.51%. In Grant County, voters in the Moses Lake School District are approving a replacement education programs and operations levy. That was at 59.61%. No votes were at 40.39%. Voters in the Wilson Creek School Districts are saying yes to a replacement educational programs and operations levy. That was approved by 69.4% of the vote. The no votes were 30.5%. And in the city of Ephrata, voters are also narrowly saying yes to a sales and use tax for transportation improvements, with yes votes at a little over 60% to no votes at 39.4%. And it appears voters in the Brewster School District have approved an educational replacement and operations levy. As of election night, the measure was passing narrowly, with the yes vote at 52.8% and the no vote at 47.18%. Well, speaking of votes, a very important vote is coming up for the Wenatchee City Council. On July 12th, the council will decide whether to maintain its current at-large format or go to a district format, which could change Wenatchee's form of city governance. Wenatchee Executive Services Director Allison Williams says this is something the council has been considering for 2 years.
Currently, our city council members are elected at large, which means that we have 7 positions and they can be anywhere as long as they live within the city limit. And what this process would do would be to divide the city into voting districts. And so therefore, you would run in that district both at the primary and general election. It is the whole conversation about representation of your population. And so in our city, we have almost 24% of our population is Hispanic or Latino origin, and so is that represented on our city council? And so do we have a representative electorate? And so the idea here would be that by dividing in districts, do you give a better chance for those populations to have access so that you have a minority-majority district.
The recent passage of the Washington Voting Rights Act of 2018 allows cities to change to district voting in general elections. This summer, the City Council will vote whether to create 8, 7, or 5 voting districts. Coming up next, mental health care is a top-of-mind awareness issue in the United States and here at home. And a Puyallup couple was arrested Monday night in Moses Lake after passing counterfeit $100 bills across the state. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
My story starts out with, I was addicted to meth for over 25 years, and I decided that's it, that I was no longer ever going to touch the drug ever again. Goodwill was the first place that I came to. The skills that are given to me, I will be able to succeed every day that I'm there. So that gave me the confidence that I can do this job. When you donate to Goodwill, you're helping people just like me. I love my work. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Welcome back. In another news, mental health care is a top-of-mind awareness issue in the United States and here at home. Getting help to those with behavioral health or substance abuse problems has become the topic of a national debate due to the fact that in many cases, those in need of emergency care often end up in hospital emergency rooms or jail. NCW Life's Steve Hare has more.
A new facility is poised to open in Wenatchee that will help address these issues for North Central Washington. NCW Life got a sneak peek of the new 32-bed facility this week. Now, the new Parkside Mental Health Care Treatment and Crisis Care Unit is slated to open in June. It'll be operated by the behavioral health organization that serves Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and eventually Okanagan County. Now, the facility is located on the site of the old Parkside Convalescent Home that was donated to the city several years ago by Wenatchee's Carl Campbell. Can you give us a sense of how you feel personally about the repurposing of this property for this particular use?
I think it's a wonderful use of the facility. The architect has done a beautiful job in designing everything that we need here in the county and the things that are not being served. And as I'm in the healthcare business yet a little bit, the needs are just not being met, and going to the hospital, and that's a very expensive trip. And we need a facility like this to care for people, and so I'm delighted to see it used as this.
Former Senator Linda Evans Parlett was instrumental in getting the state funding to make this Parkside project possible.
I think I'd had a conversation in the past with Dr. Rutherford from Confluence Health, was Wenatchee Valley Medical Center at the time, about the need for a mental health campus. And the seed was planted and the discussions began, and then eventually we knew how much money we would need, and the money ended up in the budget, capital budget.
Fantastic. And certainly it's going to fill a great need in the valley.
It will. What's special about this place to me is I started my pharmacy career at Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy, and I used to deliver prescriptions to this place when it was operated as a nursing home. So it just seems so amazing. And Mr. Campbell talked about in his interview some of the original doctors. They were all practicing when I started at the clinic pharmacy. Dr. Mayers, Dr. Haug, Dr. Hoxie, Dr. Smith. There were 25 physicians then. So a lot has changed.
The 30,000 square foot complex will be managed by Dr. Julie Ricard, who founded the Suicide Prevention Council in our area.
I think Parkside is a unique building, and I think it's one that the state is going to be watching very closely to see if it does what we say it's going to do. And I think our goal is that it's going to limit the patients going to the emergency department getting care at the highest level that often don't need that type of care. And I think it's also going to help us see if, Eastern and Western are really something that we continue to have to refer our patients to.
This new integrated approach to mental health care in Washington State really makes us kind of a leader, doesn't it, in the nation?
It absolutely makes us a leader, and I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to show that it's a good model of care.
Ricard is currently hiring 40 staff members to include mental health care professionals. She says the facility should be ready to open in June. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Thank you, Steve. A Puyallup couple was arrested Monday night in Moses Lake after passing counterfeit $100 bills across the state. 32-year-old Artem Kirichenko and 30-year-old Emily Coates, both of Puyallup, were arrested around 9:30 Monday night at Walmart in Moses Lake, trying to pass fake money. Following the arrest, a search warrant was served on the vehicle, and officers located about 4 ounces of methamphetamine, an ounce of heroin, around $2,000 in fake bills, just under $10,000 in legitimate U.S. currency, and an illegally possessed pistol. In addition, there is computer equipment, a printer, and a credit card embosser in the vehicle, as well as dozens of fake credit cards. Officers located receipts and other evidence that Kirichenko and Coates have crossed the state, leaving counterfeit bills in their wake. Kirichenko is facing state charges of felon in possession of a firearm, possession of meth and heroin with intent to deliver, as well as counterfeit and theft charges. Coates is looking at counterfeit and theft charges as well as drug charges. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
It turns out some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Sports updates on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Wednesday. It was a battle for first place in the Big Nine baseball standings yesterday at Rec Park as Wenatchee hosted Moses Lake. In the early going, it looked like the Chiefs would wrestle away the top spot as the visitors scored a run in the first, while pitcher Vance Alvarado retired the first batters he faced, but that's why they placed 7. I had the call right here on the NCW Life channel.
Battle for first place in the Big Nine. This pitch swung on and a well-hit ball to deep right field. That's going to get past everybody and in the gap. Rounding first, heading for second with a stand-up double will be Dax Lindgren. Next, the runner a couple of times out at second, and the 0-1 pitch swung on, and this is going to be lifted into center field for a base hit. Let's see if it'll score a run. Lindgren will send the runner, and the throw will be cut off, and a run-scoring RBI single. Dominic Signorelli drives Dax Lindgren in from second base, and the Chiefs stake a lead here in the top of the first inning, 1-0. And Vance Alvarado's first pitch of the fifth swung on, a well-hit ball into the gap to left center. This one is going to get down for extra bases. Rounding first, heading for second is Thomas Blakeney, and in with a stand-up double. Got the first base hit of the ball game. This pitch swung on and lifted in the air to right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. They're going to return the runner from third. Here he comes home. The throw is high. The slide is down. He's safe. Aggressive play by Jeff Zender, sending Blakeney from third on a ball that was struck hard to the outfield by Jared Rubash. Give him the RBI as Blakeney scores, and we are tied at 1. Haynes is 0 for 1. This pitch is going to be served on the ground past the diving second baseman, Zach Valdez, and into right field for a base hit. So the Panthers get a runner aboard with one down on the first hit by Haynes in the ball game. Haniger with a 2-out RBI. This pitch swung on down the right field line. It goes past the right fielder all the way to the fence. Rounding second, Woodring heading in for third. Here comes the throw for the outfield. It got away from the first baseman, but then backed up by the pitcher. Wenatchee trying to get the edge in the Big Nine standings. Both teams tied at 10-2. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Swung on a chop back towards the left side of the mound. Off the mound is Alvarado. He'll throw home. The tag got away from the catcher, and safe at home is Woodring, and the Panthers take a 2-1 lead. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to the plate to Blakeney. It swung on and hit hard. It's going to get out to center field for a base hit. It's going to score a run. Panthers up 3-1. The 1-1 pitch by Blakeney is a curveball swung on, lifted in the air towards center field. Over is TJ Shirting. He will make the catch, and that will do it, and the Panthers will hold on by the hair of their chinny chin and down Moses Lake by a final of 3-1.
Great relief pitching and hitting by Jared Rubash and Thomas Blakeney. The Panthers claim first place all alone in the Big Nine standings. Of course, they have 2 more on Friday in Moses Lake. And the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday, also in baseball. Eastmont traveled to Sunnyside, picked up a 12-4 victory. Chelan blanked Omak. Okanagan had no trouble with Cascade. Waterville Mansfield edged Lake Roosevelt. Also, battle for first in the Big Nine softball standings. Wenatchee at Moses Lake yesterday. And the Panthers no challenge for the Chiefs as it was a 12-2 final. Eastmont won a high-scoring affair over Sunnyside by a score of 18-10. Pateras pounded Manson. Chelan got by Omak, and Cascade edged Okanagan. Boys soccer on Tuesday night. Well, Eastmont needed some extra. Chelan edged Cashmere, as you see there. It took overtime. Nate Bellaro scored the golden goal and extra for Eastmont, downing Sunnyside 2-1. Wenatchee no trouble dispatching Moses Lake by a final of 5-0. Busy day on the tennis courts yesterday. As we skip ahead here, Davis swept Eastmont while Wenatchee swept Ike. Cascade doubled up on the Okanagan Bulldogs. Chelan swept Omak on the boys and girls side. Mariners win yesterday 1-0. They win today 4-3. So they take 2 of 3 from Chicago, now head to Cleveland. That's a look at sports. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Time now for tonight's feature story. It's called The Big Surprise Life-Changing Gift, and it's one of the opening acts to kick off the first weekend of the Apple Blossom Festival. Grace City Church hosts the event at Memorial Park. Last year's event culminated with a big emotional surprise for one Wenatchee area couple.
Give her a hand. Come on up. Give her a hand. This is Michelle. What's your last name? Huguenin, Michelle, I gotta be honest with you. You've been brought up here on false pretenses. A few weeks ago, Michelle, we asked people to nominate someone they knew who they loved, who had a significant need. We had over 114 nominations, Michelle, and you and your husband, Mark, were nominated 49 times. Mark is a machinist. On March 25th, he came down with a very, very bad fever and began having seizures. Michelle took him to the ER, where he was diagnosed with a very rare viral disease that has been only diagnosed about 120 times a year in the nation. Very, very rare. It's left him paralyzed from the diaphragm down. Michelle is facing the potential of becoming his full-time caregiver at home. She's a 4th grade teacher at Robert Lee Elementary. And apparently you are very, very well loved, Michelle. Now, happening right now, your 2 sons, Ryan and Cody, are with your husband, Mark, at the Wenatchee Clinic, watching on Facebook Live right now. So Mark can see you. No, he's on that phone right there, watching live from his hospital room. So wave to your husband. Hey, Mark, we love you, buddy. This day is for you. This day is for you. Look around, Mark. Look around. These people are here for you, Mark. We love you, Mark. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. We love you, Mark. We have been told of a few needs that you and your bride might have, and so we've been talking with folks in the community who wanted to meet those needs. He needs to be home, but he can't get home right now because there's no ramp to get into his house. So why don't you open this up here? This card is concrete donated by Wenatchee Sand and Gravel for Steinbeck Construction and H&A Construction to build a sidewalk and a ramp into Mark's house on May 1st, so it's ready when he gets home. You're not normally a crier? Well, buckle up. I'd like to introduce to the stage a young gal named Ella May. Give it up for Ella May. Come on out, Ella May.
Hello, my name is Ella May. For several years, I used a fancy hydraulic lift in my home that made life much easier. Then last year, we moved into a house that does not require its use any longer. It would be my honor if my lift could find a new home at your house. Please accept it as a gift from a girl who's used it lots and can vouch for its dependability. I hope it will bless your family like it blessed mine.
I'm Kevin Lackey. I work with Mark for over 20 years. We had a little fundraiser. A lot of people went together to do it. So there's a check for a little over $4,500. It's a check for almost $5,000. Now give it up for these guys up here. Good job, guys. This is from the people of Grace City Church. From our heart to yours, this is your gift. It's a check for $20,000 cash. Right here. Now, we've heard that with Mark's new life in the wheelchair, okay, that there's going to be some challenges getting around, okay? And so hopefully this gift will help solve the challenge of help getting around, okay? So you open that up there. What's that? It's keys to a new car! There's your car right there!
Serious? Oh my gosh.
This has been the first ever opening ceremony of 2017 Apple Blossom Festival, and you can now say you were there!
Incredible. Can't believe it.
Great story. We'll be back with more news and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
High school sports is back this spring on the NCW Life Channel. Do you like baseball? We've got you covered with the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. How about softball? We have you covered there too with fast pitch action right here. How about lacrosse? Yep, got you covered there too with the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. And of course, there's boys soccer. Whatever your interest, we've got you covered on your home for high school spring sports, the NCW Life Channel.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Planned construction work on Thursday will have several trucks traveling on both sides of the Columbia River along the Malaga and Sunset highways. Chelan County PUD reports that heavy truck traffic will start at 3 a.m. tomorrow from Wenatchee Sand and Gravel in South Wenatchee out the Malaga Highway to Rock Island Dam, and from Central Washington Concrete, that's in Baker's Flats, down the Sunset Highway and across the George Seller Bridge, and then out the Malaga Highway. Work is underway to lay the foundation for a new storage building being constructed at Rock Island Dam as part of Chelan PUD's facilities modernization and upgrades. The truck traffic will last until mid-afternoon. Motorists may experience some slow traffic as trucks enter and leave the highways and travel to the dam. Truck travel will impact traffic in both directions to and from the dam. Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. Once again, looking down at the beautiful town and our neighbors in Cashmere from our new Apple Annie camera. And what a gorgeous day today. Still a little bit of snow on the Cascades in the distance, but lots of blue sky out there today. Taking a look at our surface loop, our dry and unseasonably warm weather continued today and will for the rest of the work week with a strong ridge of high pressure over the state. We are moving along from Monday all the way to Friday on our surface loop. We reached an official high temperature of 70 degrees yesterday, and we did warm up into the mid-70s today. But on Thursday and into Friday, our temperatures will soar into the lower 80s to around 80, maybe into the lower 80s. By Friday, that ridge of high pressure begins to shift east as low pressure in the Pacific pivots inland across Oregon. A band of high-level moisture will sweep across southern Washington Friday night as the low-level pressure marches eastward. By late Friday night and early Saturday, the entire region will be under the influence of the active weather system. And you can see the low just moving on the coast of Washington, and our temperatures now we're turning back to green instead of yellows and orange, and that means some cool down on in our forecast as we make our way into the weekend. We have a 30% chance of showers Friday night, 60% on Saturday, and a 40% chance of rain on Sunday. Let's take a look at that forecast now, and it will be nice the next couple of days. 80 degrees tomorrow for our official high temperature. 53 the low, mostly sunny and nice on Friday. And then our temperatures will drop drastically for the weekend. 64 Saturday and rain, 60 on Sunday, 62 with mostly cloudy skies Monday. And then by Tuesday, things get back to normal. Mostly sunny skies and warmer with a high then of 65. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.